Well, we'll go over the vlog. We're going to go over the entire game, what I thought about it. It was a beautiful day in London. Very, very rarely you see the sun. But Arsenal versus PSG, this is the biggest game. And I mentioned in my other video, the biggest thing I was worried about is Partey. I worried about Doué and Dembele. And unfortunately, both of those things really came to light here. Came a bit early, watched a bit of training. Managed to make it on time. I was working until 7 p.m. But yeah, it was an amazing atmosphere up until the first goal went in, and we'll talk about the tactical opinion and what happened. But yeah, I mean, the atmosphere in the beginning was really, really good. A really nice day, nice and warm. It was about 23 degrees, and I think everyone was just really amped up. We were just all wait for the game to start. It's one of my favorite parts of the games. Better than the Champions League song anyway. But yeah, that was the atmosphere in the beginning. This was the corner. We had a really nice. We had a few. To be honest, we had a lot of chances this game. We'll come over this, but they really outplayed us. You know, we had quite a few chances, but nothing too crazy.
Struggling so much after that first goal. They've been playing so well. Never seen any team play like this in years. Even Man City cannot play like this. That first goal, honestly, really killed us.
I agree. It did really kill us, as I said in the audio. We needed the goal desperately here. I mean, this was a
Reset. Okay, let's go.
Odegaard was so poor as well. And this was probably one of the biggest.
Oh, why are we going backwards?
Kept going backwards. Ray with the best distribution there. Actually worked out there, and that was a chance. And that was the chance. That was the that was Martinelli had a few chances on that near post. We had so many chances. And this was at the final minute. Apologies for the camera. The camera was just shocking here. I was more concentrated on watching the game at this point, which is what I'm there for at the end of the day. But nothing. And then the final corner, we needed something from this. A lot of people actually left in the stadium. You can see that's why I sit the middle tier on opposite side. And then the goalkeeper just fell down, and that was it. So no Cam today. It's 4 a.m. when I'm recording this. I just can't sleep now. To be honest, first of all, I have to say a massive fair play to PSG. They absolutely destroyed us. I think the thing was, what I said is, when I said no Partey, you know, and I was saying maybe we should have even, Declan couldn't go forward. And he was forced, you know, they were so good at breaking our first line of press. And that's how they got that first goal. They broke our first line of press. But also, when they had the ball, we just couldn't press them. And that's how they got their goal. And Dembele, to be honest, it was such a good finish in the corner. But it was so early on. It destroyed us. And I knew, as long as we didn't concede, but you know what? Them starting to kick off first. This is why, not only in real life, but also in FC, the kickoff is so important. Because what they did for the first 5 minutes is they dictated the tempo of the game. And I think that's where we got destroyed. Then when they scored the goal, I've never seen a team play like this against us. Never have I ever seen a team ever play like this against us the way they did. They had full dominando. It was an absolute domination. Yes, in the second half, I suppose you can say we were tapered, but the first half we were getting destroyed. We got absolutely destroyed, and it was a fantastic goal in the end by Dembele. Now, when we go over players, Raya, I think did a good job. Couldn't really do much. Maybe could have done better for the goal. Maybe. I mean, I don't know, man. It was a tough one. I think that goal, it was a really good shot. It was in the corner, but let's just leave that one. I would say I just watched that goal back on the side. Nah, there's no way that I could have done better. Like maybe positionally, but I'm not gonna fault him. It was a fantastic goal. Timber played well. Kavar was amazing. I knew it. Saliba, Kirill. To be honest, he's done very well. You know, maybe we should have played him as a six, man. Honestly, it's gonna sound crazy. I know he's 25, and we missed that DM. We should have probably even played. Man, we missed Party so much. Skelly, look, apart from Kirill and Skelly at two situations, losing the ball in stupid situations, which people don't really talk about, that almost cost us. Kirill lost it in the second half, and bloody hell, I was watching him. I was like just here, and so in the first half or whatever, no, second half, and he lost the ball. He's not even running back in position. You're just standing there. And I remember, anyway, Skelly, very good job. Lost the ball once or twice, but to be honest, he played very, very well. I'm very impressed with him. Declan couldn't do much. Marino, average. Odegaard, worst player in a bloody team. I don't think Odegaard could be called anywhere near world class, in my opinion. He just, in these big, look, I don't mind him leading by example. He just disappears. Disappears the entire game. Saka, man marked by three players all the time. All the time, they were always man marking. He couldn't do anything. Trossard did a decent job. Martinelli, look, I'm a big fan of him. He had so many chances. Trossard had one. This is the thing. In the first 5 minutes, we got absolutely destroyed. Okay? They scored the goal, and they broke our press. They were dominating possession. I've not even seen Man City. I've never seen a team play like that. The crowd was also silent, and it was really, really hard, I think. But they hit the post as well. It could have been over before it even began. I'm gonna be honest. In the first half, we went into the. I wanted to go 1-0 into halftime, but we didn't. We didn't go 1-0 into the first half. I mean, they could have had a chance to even make it 3-0, 2-0 at the end of the game. We had our chances. Martinelli had some big. This was the thing, their front three was just amazing. That Due, remember I was telling you how good he was? Man, he was really, really good. That was the Martinelli chance where he should have scored when he went back post. Look, it was just a bit high. You can't blame him. You miss one, maybe you miss two, maybe, but you never miss three. And Trossard had that chance as well. Kirill had that header. That was a bad shot. Trossard had that other shot. I think the goalkeeper parried it. That was a good goalkeeper set. I think it was more over here. Martinelli had that shot. That was missed as well. Martinelli had this where he should have scored that one probably, but he missed that one at 40. That was the last minute of the game. If you remember that one-on-one, hit it better. Don't hit it towards the goalkeeper. Hit it high and low. Hit it high with power or low with power, and then Trossard had the same shot. So you know what? We only have ourselves to blame because we had those chances. It's not like we didn't. And I'll be honest, Barcola should have scored that chance. Goncalo Ramos with Trivela and hit the crossbar. Should have scored that. That Dembele goal was incredible. Kvaratskhelia should have scored. He also hit the post as well, which I don't know why it's not showing it here, but he also hit the post. Look, I'm going to be honest. It's going to be now a mountain. I think I was reading a stat. I think only one team in the history of the Champions League semi-final has ever turned around the tie when they lost the first leg home. That's why I didn't want to play the first leg at home. And this is the one that I was talking about, was this stat over here. And the worst thing was, I think I was reading into this last night when I was on the way back from the match. I think not only is that stat, that is based on the fact there's no away goals. So it's a two-way. I mean, it's a different system nowadays. Look, I'm going to be on, as I said, look, the best player on the pitch, without a shadow of a doubt, was Donnarumma. What a goalkeeper. I think Dembele, Due, and I think the midfield was very, very good as well. They were all amazing. I'm going to be honest, their entire midfield, they just played amazing. Donnarumma was very good. I saw Hakimi would do a combined something about Scalia went that side, and Dembele was going out wide and giving Scalia a hard time. Scalia did a good job. The only benefit is Dembele apparently has a hamstring injury. Now, we have seen that they lost, that PSG have lost at home before. Um, I think with Aston Villa, we know that there is some aspects, but the thing is, if they dominated us how they did, can you imagine at home what they would do? So I mean, it's gonna be a big one. Party's back, but I think it's too little, too late. If Party was there, it would have been a complete different tie. Honestly, it would have been something like this. Sorry, with Marina up front. Um, it would have been amazing. It would have been like this, but it just wasn't meant to be. I mean, look, as I said, fantastic play. Even their first goal, I'll tell you. Should I tell you what was really amazing to watch? If I was a neutral, the way they controlled the game in the first 10 minutes. And they made like 30, 40 passes before the ball even went in. It was insane. It was crazy, that Dembele goal. And we just couldn't get back into the game. We had one chance, and that was Marino, that header, but it was offside. So look, I think we just have to go for it now. I think it's going to be a tough one. We just need to not concede. The thing is, we don't have the firepower. Gunners is what we're called, but we don't have the firepower. They orchestrated this match, and I'm scared they will do the same thing again. But it was only one goal. Thankfully, it wasn't 2 or 3 towards the end. Thankfully, they also missed their chances. So whereas we had chances, we also got fortunate, but also they did. I think Donnarumma really was the player of the match. Odegaard was shockingly poor. The guy was terrible, and I'm actually a big Odegaard fan. The only thing I never really liked about Odegaard is he's one-footed. He's just left-footed. But I'll be honest, recently he's been so poor. Like, you can be poor one game, maybe two, but you can't be poor. In these games, he needs to show up. He can't be in the shadows, and that's why he cannot. He's not. Listen, I think Bruno Fernandes and KDB are miles ahead of Odegaard. I don't even think you can put them in the same sentence. I'm a big Odegaard fan, but Odegaard's just not there yet. And listen, Odegaard's not a kid anymore as well. Don't forget, he's 26. Going to be 27 this year. He's not like he's a young kid, like 23, 24. So anyway, look, it is what it is. Let's go for the second leg. Very sad, dejected, but we go on. Hopefully we got this. It's only a 1-goal deficit. And I think our defense can hold us up, but we need to score. And I think this is where we would need someone like Havertz. We would need someone to come back inside the game. We got to take our chances, and we can't mess up.